most athletes will truly never define themselves within their sport. It's just a constant day-to-day grind with no real endpoint set in place. And to be honest, it's kind of sad. Making the cut and getting pats on the back from people that you hardly really know is good enough for you. That's the endpoint, that's the validation you need. Then I highly suggest that you just click off this video now. But if you're an athlete that feels like you have more to offer and you don't know what it is or how to get that out, and you're just stuck in this kind of identity purgatory, then keep watching this video. Before I started fighting, I would consider myself a directionless athlete. I was very committed to the grind, but I didn't really have a why behind it. No clear destination. I just woke up, worked out, clocked in and out the work, go home, sleep, and then repeat. The discipline and hustle was there, but there was one thing missing, and that was my why. I'm sure if I have your attention now, then you can resonate with me, and if you've been in a place like this, then you can definitely relate to a few of the things that I've said. For me, everything didn't fix itself or get clear just in one moment. A lot of this stuff built up over time, months, years, and everything came to a boiling point. Then it just spilled over. And then once that spilled over happened, then that was the catalyst that I needed to make an actual change within myself. And then everything else changed after that. I decided I had to rebuild everything from scratch, and I did it in 3 moves in this exact order. Before you make any changes to your training, your diet, or your routine, there's one thing that has to happen first. You have to perform an audit. Just like any financial planner that you may have, whenever you go to get any of your finances looked at, they have to take a look at everything. Your income, your expenses, your assets, your liabilities, everything, all the above. Now I'm sure, just like any athlete, you want to excel in your sport, you want to be the top guy or girl, and you want the accolades that come with it. I believe that's why most people do play their sports and want to better themselves at their craft. So what does that lead to? You try to search for different workouts, you find different diet plans that you can get on, you go around this whole thing of new routines that you can add to better you at your craft. And that's okay. That's what most people do. I know that's what I did starting off as an athlete in high school, and then when I got in college, I got into fitness. So anything I felt like that could get me over the edge, that could make me better, just by even 1%, then I wanted to add that to my game. But what happens is you find yourself in a loop. Everything that you're adding in starts to feel like it isn't enough. I've added in new workouts. I've added in new mobility tricks. I tried this mental hack. I've done this. I've done that. I eat this way now. I eat that way now. And it's an endless cycle. This is truly what most athletes mess up at. We blindly add everything just to wonder why nothing really adds up. So the remedy to this is to use your math skills and subtract, not add. And what I mean by that is beginning to make the audit of everything that's going on in the places, things, and people that you put your time into, on, off the court, on, off the field, inside, outside the ring, and make an audit of those things. If they don't serve you, if they don't add any value to you, your performance, your sport, then subtract those things out of your life. Once you completed that and you've gotten rid of all the excess weight that comes with that, then it comes this next step. And if it is skipped, you will waste a lot of time in trying to reinvent yourself. And this is a mistake that a lot of athletes make, and it's basic. It's a basic human mistake, to be honest with you. When we're taught to set goals, we don't really have a specific goal. So the next step is setting a clear direction of where you're trying to go. if you don't set this direction, you're basically on a boat with no map in the middle of the ocean. So, quick story. For an example, I'm using myself. When I attended college a few years ago, I had the goal of, becoming a performance coach or a strength and conditioning coach or getting into fitness. It wasn't really clear on what I actually wanted to do. I just knew that I played sports in high school. I knew that I just wanted to stay around it. And this is the area that I wanted to put myself in because it was a genuine passion. But there wasn't any clear set path that I wanted to take. So within that, college life happens. You start hanging out with different people. You start trying to find yourself, go to different parties, hang out with, any and everybody, and try different things. So when you're out here and you're having these experiences and you don't have a clear goal set, it's easy to get taken left, it's easy to get taken right, it's easy to get taken up, and it's easy to get taken down. You just go whichever direction really the wind blows. So throughout my whole time and experience in college, I get close to graduation and I realize I am nowhere near closer to where I want to be than when I started. So of course, you get put in panic mode. You start scrambling for different kind of opportunities that you can just grab here and grab there. And nothing is really set because you never set it from the start. So after graduating, I ended up getting a job as a personal trainer, which at the time I was very passionate about it, and I came in ready to get better every day with that type of mindset. But I realized eventually that there was still a void that hasn't been filled yet. So this is not to get too deep into my own philosophies, but I asked for direction. I'll let you make up your own mind on that. I took a few trips here and there. I traveled. I got to see different things, have different experiences. And it wasn't until I met a random person one day in Miami, and I had a conversation with this person. And throughout the conversation, at the end of it, they told me, you should just follow your heart. So that put me into a very set direction to go in, where my heart was, right? So this allowed me to have some introspective on myself and say, hey, in order to get to this point, where is my heart at? And I answered that question for myself. And with a lot of social media hype around things like monk mode and locking in, you hear this 3 to 6 months time frame. And I used to wonder, why 3 to 6 months? But it wasn't until I set a clear goal, a clear direction when I started fighting, or when I actually started training and I got interested in the fighting, I made this a clear goal. I had a set date. I had enough time to prepare for it. And I said, this is something that I want to do. This is the destination of where I want to go. And within that set time frame, I was able to get there and accomplish said goal. Now, side note, you heard me earlier when I said I asked for direction. Now, like I said, nothing to try to push anything upon anybody. Whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter as an athlete. With every goal you set, it's supposed to be between you and whoever you ask that thing from. Whether it's God, higher power, source, whoever, whatever you name it. That's between you and that. That's a whole nother video for another day. But when you set these goals and you set this clear direction, make sure these are the things that you want. Because within a short time frame, with the preparation done, the opportunity will open for you and you can attain that. Now, this last step in the process is, my opinion, the most important of them all. Without this, nothing is gonna hold together. I'll just be honest with you guys. Without this last step, then everything that you done, everything you built, is gonna be built on a thin layer of sand. And this last thing is establishing a why. Now, why is setting a why important? Whenever you're setting a goal, and I didn't always do this either, it's important to set this goal with intention. Without setting an intention of why you want to accomplish said goal, you're just gonna get lost in the sauce. As an athlete, we have pretty linear goals. I want to win a championship. I want to get more playing time. I want to win this fight. I want to increase my stats, get better stats on the field. We have such a linear direction for our goals. There is no, I just want to get better. Better at what? You know, some people may say that and then they may get better, but it's no, what do they get better at, if that makes sense. So when you set this why, you set the intention behind this. Why do I want more playing time? I want to showcase my skills. I want to be able to make a difference within our games on the court. Why do I want to work on my jab? You know, because I seen in my last fight, this could have been the opportunity to set up a lot of combos just by working my jab. So I have to get better at this, but there has to be a why behind it. If you do not set up any why behind anything that you do, then it's easy for those things to crumble. You begin to burn out chasing a easy or hard goal, and especially if it's hard. If it's hard, 9 times out of 10 you will burn out. There are a few exceptions. I haven't seen them. I don't know anybody that has seen them, because any athlete that I met with any high drive to get better and become great at what they do, then they have a why behind it. They came from something, so they want to get to something, or they don't want to go back to whatever they were doing. In my space as a fighter, most athletes in that space, they came from a horrible life before they got into this. They were lost, homeless. They just went through a horrible breakup. Somebody in their family died. They needed an outlet. They needed to get away from that. And it's a mental space that they do not want to go back to. So in order to fight, that allows a freedom for them. So anytime, and I mean anytime, you set a goal and you want to achieve this goal, this is how you make that quantum leap towards anything you're trying to accomplish. If I want to dunk, I need to ask myself, why do I want to do this? The overall goal is I want to be more athletic. But I may feel like if I'm able to do this, then it's going to set me apart from other people. I'm 5'9", by the way, so if I could dunk, then it's going to set me apart from anybody else that's 5'9". So whenever, as an athlete, you create these goals, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I going to workouts? Why am I training harder? And the times that it does get hard, that you want to quit, you don't feel like training, you know, you're doubting yourself, you ask yourself, or you remind yourself of why. And this why is going to be able to propel you further past your limits than what you actually even thought. Within this video, this is how you find direction, not only in your sport, but how you find direction in life. There's more to come after the sport, but finding yourself within the sport, this is going to be able to set you apart from all the other athletes you see in your space. And I'm on this journey as well, so I can tell you firsthand, this is not where it stops at. It's only the beginning. Once you set this goal and you do the audit, you set your intentions, you have a clear direction, and you establish your why. And just to be clear, it doesn't all happen in 3 to 6 months, but a lot can happen in 3 to 6 months. You can change the projection of your whole career, your whole lifespan within your sport within 3 to 6 months. I promise you that. So if you like this video, you resonate with the message, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I have more content like this coming for you soon.